Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. All right, I am going to start this off by reading through a discussion that I was having on social media and then expand on it. So there was a post that said, "How can right libertarians justify their support for capitalism when no true capitalist society has ever existed?" I replied, actually, there is a current purely capitalist society right now, Libya, with slave markets in the streets. I got a reply, "Not true capitalism if people are enslaved and not allowed to engage in the free market." So, this is what I said. Slavery was a feature of capitalism in the United States. Under capitalism, the only concern is capitalism, hence the name. That means that everything is commodified, no exceptions. That includes human life. The exact moment you introduce concern for human life, environment, or anything which does not place capital first, you have strayed from capitalism into socialism. Root words of socio-economic systems: communism, communal, community, people; socialism, social, society, people; capitalism, capital, money, possessions. Do you hear any mention of people there? All right, I didn't say that last part in there, but it was inferred. When you refer to a free market, it means the market is free to do as those at the top of that market please. It means everything is a market commodity. It has absolutely nothing to do with your freedom. Right now, under the free market, workers are enslaved by the market. Over 40,000 Americans die because they cannot afford health care each year. The free market runs corporate prisons. In New Mexico, there was a case where a corporate prison told the state that they would close the prison unless more arrests were made. More arrests were made. The market determines your freedom. The free market lobbies against legalizing marijuana and other drugs, but promotes alcohol. The free market promoted opiates as safe and non-addictive. The free market suppresses wages so that most Americans cannot afford a $400 emergency and half make less than $30,000 a year. The free market wants to do away with the minimum wage. The free market has fought against all worker safety laws, child labor, and consumer protections. So, your turn. Tell me how a free market protects any of my human rights. Response: LOL, you mad, bruh. I said, no, I am honest. Now answer the question. You do not get to try and invalidate me when I have been very objective and offered facts. If you want to make a comment, you have to back it up intellectually. That's how a debate works. If you cannot do that, then all you have is ideology. Now explain how the free market protects any of my rights. Capitalism cannot solve any problem which only exists because of capitalism. He kind of changed his tune. Not pure capitalism, I should have said. I'm not sure if pure capitalism can even exist. Besides, capitalism is built off the theft of the commons. Sounds like he changed quite a bit. I repeated myself. The exact moment you introduce concern for human life, environment, or anything which does not place capital first, you have strayed from capitalism into socialism. So right now, we got people that are arguing for a free market economy. that is backtracking to, the turn of the century, at the 20th century, when people were working 14 hours a day, 6 and 7 days a week. We had child labor. If you lost your job, then you had no resource. We had company stores and so forth. The free market has fought against things like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, you name it. The implementation of the Food and Drug Administration, Clean Air Act, everything. The market will always fight against these things. That's what the free market does. The market is only concerned with the market. The free market is not concerned at all with you as a human being, with society, the structure of society, the health of society. This is undeniable. And anytime I get into a debate on these subjects and I ask, well, okay, so how would the free market do these things? The literal fact of the matter is, if you remove the profit motive, even insurance in its structure is a socialist concept. Do you know how long the fight for universal health care has been going on in this country? Since the 1920s. The American Socialist Party trying to get universal health care, push FDR to include universal health care in the New Deal, which did not happen. And it has continued since then. Socialists across many countries who have actually fought for and won these things in many European countries and every developed country that you can name except for the United States. And look at what the results have been. We've got, when they ranked 11 countries, industrialized countries, on health care, the quality of care, the outcomes, we ranked number 11 out of 11. It is the free market which is driving people to have to work multiple part-time jobs with no benefits, side gigs. You're always hearing about, oh, you need to pick up a side gig. Why do you need to pick up a side gig? You should be able to work one job full-time and make a living wage, including all of your basic needs: housing, transportation, medical care, food, utilities. All of that should be able to be covered under one job, your income from one job. If you want to go above and beyond that, great. Then pick up a side gig, an extra job, whatever. Or go to college, say, without crushing debt, so that you can do better in the future and contribute in other ways to society. Everyone contributes to society in some way, but a person that is working in a convenience store that wants to become a doctor should be able to do so without having to be in debt for decades. There are so many things. Artists contribute to society. You cannot deny that. You turn on the radio or play your favorite song. Well, that's an artist contributing. Graphic artists, whatever. Look at the people that have developed open source software, such as what I'm using right now. These are things that contribute to society in many, many ways. So I don't ever disparage. Hell, we need people to sweep them off floors, pick up garbage. These people are necessary. They contribute. A mother, a father, parents, they contribute to society if they raise their children in ways that contribute to society. But it's also the free market that will keep the parents running from job to job and struggling to make ends meet. The free market is what is making, denying, school lunches, children going to bed hungry. There are it is the free market that has 3.8 million households, not people, households, at risk of being evicted within the next 2 months, just as winter is coming on. No, I do not believe in a free market at all. It makes no sense. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, whoever, Bill Gates, all these multi-billionaires. I push this, realization on people all the time. If you make $50,000 a year, which most Americans do not, to make $1 million, you have to work for 20 years. To make $1 billion, $1 billion is 1 million times 1,000. So if you make $50,000 a year, you would have to work 20,000 years to make $1 billion. At the end of that 20,000 years, without other sources of income making your income higher, you would not have $1 billion. You would have made $1 billion, but you probably would have spent nearly every penny of it. So you wouldn't have that much. You would have earned that much in that time. Think about that. 20,000 years to make how much Jeff Bezos has means you would have to work millions of years. I'm not kidding. Millions of years. There is no denying this. And yet, we've got people that are going to be evicted. We've got at least 600,000 homeless, probably far more. Tens of thousands of Americans dying because they can't afford medical care. Insulin costs, $400 a bottle. An EpiPen costs $600. That's what the free market does. And it wants to do worse. There's nothing else for it to exploit externally. So when the free market can no longer exploit externally, consume externally, it starts feeding on itself. So what does it do? It goes after those at the bottom. Big fish eat small fish. So the big fish is going to eat the smallest fish first. Then it will go up to the next level. We're already at that level where the big fish are consuming the middle class. And, all right, so the upper middle class and the upper class, economically, are trying to take whatever they can from all of the lower classes. So it drives more of those in the lower middle class into the poverty class. That's where we're at. We're already there right this minute. But it will continue. If allowed, unobstructed, it will continue so that the top 1%, 10%, 0.1%, drive those in the upper middle class down into the lower middle class and then into the poverty class. That's how the free market works. So I really don't. If anyone can offer a viable argument to this, I would love to hear it. But I'm not seeing it. I've been hearing the argument for years, and every time I ask a person that is a proponent of a free market, they can never give me an answer. Never. I have never heard a viable argument. All right. Share this video. Talk about these subjects. If you can, please donate whatever you can to help expand this channel and my presidential campaign. And I will catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Have a good Labor Day.